Chaos erupted across the city beneath a churning blood-red sky as players panicked over the sudden arrival of a level 99999 mythic boss. Before anyone could react, bright blue teleportation beams hit the rooftops, alerting Captain Anyu that another wave of players was warping in. She looked up in shock as foreign players from the American server stepped out of the light, leaving everyone stunned that an entire strike force had managed to cross continental borders and invade Great Xia. Crashing into the ruins like meteors, the invaders sent local defenders flying and instantly shattered their defensive lines. Dark purple energy erupted everywhere as more foreign fighters arrived, cutting off every exit and completely trapping Captain Anyu's squad. The enemy vanguard ordered their troops to eliminate every defender and rescue their allies, quickly tearing through the front lines and cutting defenders down. Wang Meng noticed the invaders were boosted by over 30 stacked buffs. While panic spread and squad members called for a retreat, Captain Enyu stood firm and commanded everyone to fight back with everything they had. Raising his heavy shield, Wang Meng charged into the enemy onslaught beside Captain Enyu, determined to hold the line and buy Shadow time. At the same time, Shadow pieced the puzzle together. The enemy had set up this inescapable death trap to eliminate Great Xia's strongest fighter, and only Theodore's card magic could teleport players across continents like this. He also figured out the red-eyed leader's trick, recalling how the man had used skills from various classes whose original owners were dead, confirming he possessed a hidden class that stole abilities from the deceased. High above, the Executioner of Slaughter locked onto Shadow and his 586 kill value stacks. After scanning his stats and rating him as a B-rank threat, the mythic boss began its extermination protocol. The Executioner dove down, unleashing a storm of high-speed slashes across the city. Shadow cleanly wove through the attacks, knowing the boss would relentlessly hunt its target until they were dead. Making things worse, every slash bypassed shields and armor entirely, meaning a single hit would instantly destroy the target's soul. A single mistake meant permanent death in both worlds. But even against this impossible monster, Shadow knew it still had one major weakness. He countered with a venomous dart, taking advantage of the fact that the boss had zero resistance against crowd control and status effects. As poison damage ticks ate into the Executioner's health, Shadow calculated that continuously dodging and stacking debuffs would eventually wear the monster down. However, Shadow was only level 30 while the boss sat at level 999 with 130 billion health. At that rate, chipping through that massive health pool would take an entire month of non-stop dodging. Watching nearby, Zentil and Song Xiaoyu froze in disbelief as Shadow dodged every strike from the level 999 boss and even countered, making them wonder if he was even human. Just then, the leader of the American reinforcements arrived, placing a hand on their shoulders and ordering the squad to jump in and disrupt Shadow's rhythm. Soon after, Huang Ziking reappeared leading a mind-controlled army, boasting that the invaders had crushed the local defenders and taken full control of the battlefield. He commanded his horde to charge forward and activated his abyssal domain, swallowing the area in dark energy. The Executioner unleashed another flurry of slashes while sticky mud covered the ground to trap Shadow. Even so, he stayed calm, slipping under the blades and leaping clear of the sludge. Huang Ziking laughed from the high ground, gloating that with Shadow's skills locked away and a 99% slow pinning him down, he could not dodge any longer. Certain the mythic Executioner would turn Shadow into minced meat, he screamed at him to accept his death. Shadow simply scoffed, calling him an idiot. He revealed that every move had been calculated to lure the Executioner right in front of the giant Nine Realms Stone Overseer, catching Ziking completely off guard. The Executioner dove down for the finishing blow, but Shadow activated his boots of intangibility, removing his collision box and letting him phase through solid matter for 3 seconds. As Shadow phased straight into the giant golem, the Executioner's lethal strike crashed directly into the Stone Overseer instead, since the domain disabled class skills but not active equipment effects. The defense-ignoring strike tore through and shattered the golem completely. In that exact second, Shadow struck the exposed sacrifice core with his blade of judgment, cutting down the blasphemer hiding inside. A blinding light swallowed the battlefield as Shadow and the goddess Asathis were transported directly to the cosmic place of judgment. Bound to a glowing cross, Xiaoyu screamed in terror upon recognizing the trial grounds from her past life, horrified that she had fallen right back into Qin Feng's hands. Shadow coldly looked down at the blasphemer, Qin Xiaoyu, and announced that her judgment had officially begun.